Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure, and what you are looking at is my $200 Craigslist TRX200SX. I picked this up down in Putnam County, a little bit off the Taconic, and the person I got it from, I had done some other deals with. Matter of fact, he watches my channel, and he told me there was some problems in here. But before I get into it and mess around with it too much, I'm going to go through the basics. I'm going to make sure I can turn this around without banging into anything. I'm going to do a compression test on it, that kind of stuff. Because depending on what's beneath that cover, this engine might be coming off. If you go to the original video I had made of this thing, it appears as if the frame is in pretty nice shape. The suspension's pretty good. Right, there isn't much play in the steering. The rear end bearings are tight. The swing arm bearing is tight. It really seems to be in pretty decent shape. And I believe it was Don Johnson actually offered me a set of plastics for this. I just got to get up there and get them. So this thing could actually come back Mayer plastic, so they kind of cover up some of the tank flaws and so forth. So anyway, let's give it a looky, see if we can't bring this engine back, and then we'll go on from there. It's always a little scary when you walk up to an engine and you find all kinds of stuff loose. Like that was loose, and the cover that goes over here was loose. So that makes you wonder who's been in there doing what kind of bad things. Anyway, first thing I wanted to do, I got the plug out, and I just want to make sure nothing is crashing into anything. And that appears to be the case. Right, that's good news. And I also wanted to kind of get in here and take a look. It looks like it's wood leak oil. There's another bolt that's supposed to go in here, and it looks like he stuffed it full of cotton or something. So I'm not exactly sure what all is going on there. Next I'm going to put the compression tester on it just to kind of get an idea what kind of shape the top end is in. Okay, time for a dry compression test. Zero. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. I wonder if things are going up and down and all around in there. This engine might be very bad. Well, I think what I'm going to do next, just for a laugh, these wires go to the harness. I'm just going to check to see if it's got a stator there and everything else. Yeah, that's... Wow, it's been a while since I've had one come in at 0. I mean, that's like... Is there a piston in there? Okay. You guys got me surprised. Anyway, let's do some electronics. Then I think I'm going to have to... I don't know if I should take the top of the motor off, take a look at the valve, see if there's anything strange that just happened, like he forgot to put something together up there. And I'm going to check the electronics, and I'll think about it in the meantime. Okay, so from the outside of the engine, it looks like I have an open circuit for the pulse generator. Right, you guys can see that one all the way to the far side. And for the stator, could you guys see that? I get about 200 ohms. So the stator's probably okay, but it doesn't seem to have a pulse generator in there. You know what? I think I'm going to put a piece of wire or something in here just to see if I have stuff going up and down. Hang on. Okay, so I think you can see that wire sticking out of the spark plug hole. Anyway, it appears as if the piston's going up and down. That means one of the valves did something strange. You know what? Let's pull the top of the engine off, see what's going on up there. So the head is kind of interesting. Obviously, this is the intake, and next the exhaust. And what you're looking at here is the rocker. So when you turn it over, this one's turning. Oops. But that one's not. And you can see instead of oil, we got a milkshake going on here. So I guess I can continue taking the top of it off, and we'll see what we see. Yeah, I got no compression now. What could I break? So the top of the engine's off, and let me give you a hint. When you can hear scratchy sounds like that, that's not a good sign. Seeing all that wear and all on the cam, that's not a good sign at all. It appears that to adjust valve lash, you loosen those things up, and it must raise and lower these guys. It must move this closer to the valve and closer to the cam, which takes away space, and then if you turn it the other way, it moves it. But boy, those are well worn. Timing chain seems tight. There doesn't seem to be an issue with that. Looks clean enough up there. So clean, as a matter of fact. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody wasn't up there recently. Normally timing for these is lobes completely down. And I'd have to turn them there and then figure out where top dead center is here, and figure out what the timing mark looks like for top dead center. But yeah, I think somebody's been in here. Right, the way that bolt, different depth than the other three. So yeah, I'm just kind of debating on how far I want to go with this before well, I don't think I could go much further without pulling this engine off. And if I'm going to pull this engine off, I might as well put that one on. Yeah, let me, I think I'm just going to look it up to see how one does a valve adjustment on this thing. And once I do that, maybe for a laugh, I will adjust the valves and see what kind of compression I come up with. That'll at least tell me if well, give me some kind of indication what kind of shape the motor's in. I've seen them with really pretty decent compression, smoke like no tomorrow. I've seen them with pretty lousy compression, not smoke. With the pretty lousy compression, they weren't exactly strong motors. You couldn't go out and race anybody, but they did function. They did start, run, and move. So yeah, let me see what it's going to take. Hopefully it's just a valve adjustment it needs. I guess I can, right now both valves are closed. I can do a leak back test on it and see if the valves are leaking by. Yeah, let me think about it a little bit. That was a bit of a surprise, that no compression surprise. Wow. Yeah, I think that's my first. I don't think I've had any come in with zero compression. I think most of the time I know there's something wrong with the motor and I don't bother doing a compression test. Then you know, like I know the rod is thrown, so why do a compression test? Like that Yamaha golf cart all the way out there, right? I know the rod is thrown on it, so why would I do a compression test on it? I would anticipate it would come in at zero. For something that's actually complete, it's a bit of a surprise that it came in at zero. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to thank you all for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now, folks.